A Spice Tale by Aaron Schnegelberger. Salt and Pepper were an inseparable pair. They went together like pencil and paper, like shoes and socks, like, well, salt and pepper. They spent most of their time on the back of the stove, eagerly waiting to be shaken above aromatic appetizers and exciting entrees. Sometimes they traveled together to the dining table, but wherever they went there together, like a glorious harmony and melody. One evening, while the missus was sautéing some celery in the skillet, a terrible tragedy happened. In her haste, she bumped the handle of the pan while cutting the carrots. The handle spun round and knocked Pepper off the back of the stove into a dark space behind. Looking up, he could vaguely see the outline of his beloved Salt. Trying not to panic, he patiently watched and waited for the missus to reach her hand down and rescue him, but seconds went by with no change. Finally, he saw the fingers of the missus come over the edge, but his heart sank as he watched the fingers wrap around his Salt and take her away. He heard the missus say,
"Has anyone seen the pepper?"
The spices inside him churned as the harsh reality sank in. He was lost. Dinner passed, and the evening went on. Pepper's hopes were lifted when he spied glimpses of a dish rag pass nearby, while the missus wiped the countertops down. But each time the rag disappeared, Pepper's hopes of being joyfully reunited with his dear Salt faded. Then the lights in the kitchen were turned off, and the house became very quiet. Sometime in the middle of the night, Pepper felt something gently tickling his side. It was too tiny to be the fingers of someone rescuing him. In the faint light from the microwave light above, Pepper could vaguely make out a six-legged creature, carefully exploring his position. The long antenna gently coursed over his porcelain. Pepper quietly interrupted the bug. "Excuse me, do you mind?" The arthropod hopped back and replied,
Well, I could ask you the same thing. I explore back here every night, so it seems to me that you are the one who shouldn't be here.
"I know I'm not supposed to be here. I should be on top of the stove with my lovely Salt, but I was accidentally knocked back here during dinner tonight. I fear I may be stuck here forever."
Well, why don't I just push you onto the counter? Then you'll be seen in the morning.
"Really? Do you think you could?" The insect lowered his abdomen, dug in with his back four legs, and pushed with everything he had. But Pepper would not budge. He tried pushing high, he tried pushing low, but it was no use. "Oh, I'll never get out of here," complained Pepper.
If it would make you feel better, I could hang out with you tonight.
"You would do that?"
Sure, it would be fun to have someone to talk to. My name's Cockroach.
Pepper and Cockroach spent the rest of the night talking about everything under the sun. When morning came, the lights came on in the kitchen, and the missus began to make breakfast. Pepper could hear the sound of the eggs scrambling in the skillet. He watched as the missus grabbed his true love. Then he heard the missus say,
Honey, can you grab a new pepper shaker while you're out today?
He felt the peppercorns crush inside him, and he began to cry. Seeing his sadness, Cockroach knew what he had to do for his new friend. He smiled at Pepper and said,
I'll be right back.
Cockroach scuttled out from behind the stove and onto the counter. Pepper heard the missus scream, followed by thundering slams on the countertop. Cockroach burst into view again with his 6 legs pedaling as fast as they would go. He hollered back to Pepper,
"It was nice to meet you. Maybe I'll see you again,"
as he disappeared in a crack in the wall next to the outlet. Almost immediately, he saw the face of the missus peer behind the stove. The stressed look on her face changed to a smile as she said with relief,
"There's the pepper shaker."
She reached in and grabbed Pepper and put him in his proper place back on the stove. He smiled as he saw his new friend peek out from behind the cabinet. Overwhelmed with happiness, he looked at his sweetheart and said, "Life without you isn't what it's cracked up to be."